So even though this setup is one of the best setups in terms of getting range on a Polespear, obviously you are limited in range when you compare Polespearing to fishing, spearfishing. So it's really good because it teaches you how to hunt very well. I've learned a lot about improving my hunting technique through using a Polespear. And what I've really learned with this is that to get the fish close to you, there's two things. The one thing is that either the visibility needs to be not so good, so that the fish has to come close to you to be able to see you, and that's kind of what you're normally depending on with spearfishing, is that the fish just comes to look at you out of curiosity. But obviously, that's often the visibility is quite bad, and then for many other reasons it's not that nice to dive when the visibility is bad. So what's very important with Polespearing, especially if you're looking for your bigger fish that are more in clean water, is that you have to do something underwater to make the fish come to you. You have to give a reason for it, not only to be curious to see you, because when it's clean it can see you from far away, but also you need to give it a reason to come right at you. And so what I found by far the best technique for that is when you're fishing on the bottom, is to actually get down to the bottom and just kick up some sand. Just spray up some sand, and then that'll give the reason the fish that it's things that you're feeding, and it can maybe get a little morsel of whatever you're feeding on. So they'll come right up to you, and then they'll get within range to shoot it. Another tip, and then with a similar kind of logic, is that you really need to hide yourself on the reef. If you can find a nice crack on the bottom there, you wedge yourself in there, meaning the fish has to come right above you to actually see what you are, because they are curious, but you have to give it a reason, especially with Polespearing, to come close enough to get into range. It's not a matter of just it wants to have a look out of you for curiosity's sake. So it's just a tip there that will hopefully help you shoot some bigger fish.